McDonald's doesn't make billions from burgers, it makes billions from control. The food is the hook, but the real product is the system. And the system has a hidden weapon, a contract clause most people never notice. From the outside, it looks simple. Bright signs, cheap meals, busy drive-thrus. But most McDonald's restaurants are not run by McDonald's. They're run by franchise owners. Real people. Real pressure. Real bills. So here's the question. If franchisees do the hard work, what does McDonald's own? It owns the rules. It owns the standards. And in many cases, it controls the location. That's why McDonald's behaves differently. It's not only competing on taste, it's competing on territory. Because location isn't marketing, location is leverage, and leverage becomes a moat. Now, this wasn't always obvious. McDonald's had a growth problem. Scaling restaurants is expensive. Land is expensive. Buildings are expensive. And expansion can destroy you. Ray Kroc wanted scale, but scale needs capital. And burgers don't create enough margin fast enough. Not at that size. Not at that speed. So the business needed a new engine. A way to grow, without drowning in debt. And that's when the model evolved. Not just a restaurant brand. A platform. A platform with tolls. Here's the shift in one line. Don't just franchise the food. Franchise the ground. Because the moment you control the ground, you control the game. So, how does it work? The franchisee buys equipment. The franchisee hires the staff. The franchisee runs the chaos. The franchisee deals with slow days, and angry customers, and broken machines. Meanwhile, McDonald's collects, usually in two streams. One is a royalty tied to sales. The other is rent-like payments tied to the site. Sometimes the rent is structured as a percentage of sales. And sometimes, minimum payments exist. So even when a store has a bad month, the system still gets paid. That's the clause. That's the quiet power. And here's the uncomfortable part. McDonald's can win, even when the operator is suffering. Not because it wants franchisees to fail, but because the structure protects the top. Risk flows down. Stability flows up. Now stop. Picture two businesses. Business A sells burgers. Business B collects a cut of sales, plus rent, from thousands of locations. Which one sleeps better at night? Exactly. This is why McDonald's pushes for prime corners. High traffic. Easy entry. Easy exit. Maximum visibility. Because if the corner is elite, the payments are safer. And if the payments are safer, the empire is safer. This is also why consistency matters so much. Consistency isn't just brand image. Consistency is risk management. If customers can predict the experience, they come back. If they come back, sales stay steady. If sales stay steady, the machine stays strong. Now you might think this is called all the verbs is zero berbrin sans. But it's also genius bomb because it turns local hustle into global cash flow. McDonald's doesn't need to hire every worker on earth. It doesn't need to manage every shift. It recruits operators, people with skin in the game, people who treat the store like their life depends on it, because sometimes it does, and that effort scales. Now here's the twist. Why would anyone accept a deal like this? Why not open a local burger shop instead? Because McDonald's brings something rare. Instant demand, a proven playbook, a massive supply chain, and a brand that pulls traffic like gravity. So franchisees accept the trade. They give up some freedom to buy certainty, and that trade can still be worth it. But it creates a tension, because the power is not equal. And that leads us to the moment you came for. The hidden lever, the underrated factor nobody talks about. McDonald's doesn't just collect money. It designs incentives. It engineers behavior. Franchisees feel every cost increase, every wage jump, every ingredient spike, every slow shift. That pain forces speed. It forces discipline. It forces execution. But control sits higher. McDonald's can enforce standards. McDonald's can require upgrades. McDonald's can demand remodels. McDonald's can change systems. So franchisees provide urgency, while McDonald's keeps the long-term control. That's the lever. Motivation flows down, control flows up, and that is how a food company becomes a power system. But every power system has a crack. And the crack shows up when the world changes fast. When menus get too complex, speed drops. When speed drops, lines grow. When lines grow, customers leave. When customers leave, sales dip. And, when sales dip, the operator bleeds first, because costs don't stop. Labor still needs to be paid. Rent-like payments still exist. Royalties still exist. That's the domino effect. And, it creates a pressure cooker. Operators demand relief. Customers demand better. And McDonald's has to protect the machine. So it returns to the same survival playbook. Simplify. Speed up. Standardize. Because speed is not a detail. Speed is the business model. Speed protects the cash flow. Speed protects the brand. Speed protects the ecosystem. This is why modern McDonald's is obsessed with friction, drive-through design, digital ordering, delivery, loyalty, better kitchen flow, not because it's trendy, because efficiency keeps the platform healthy. Now we reach the pivot. McDonald's isn't saving the burger, it's upgrading the interface. Apps replace lines, screens replace menus, pickup shelves replace waiting, and the restaurant becomes a node in a larger system, a system built for predictable money with POW. And once you see the system, you see the strategy everywhere. The best corners, the strict standards, the obsession with speed, the constant remodels. It's not random, it's protection. Now, let's pull out the real lessons. Lesson 1. Own the bottleneck. If everyone needs a scarce thing, location, distribution, access, own that thing. Lesson 2. Don't just sell a product, build an ecosystem that pays you repeatedly. Royalties, rent-like payments, fees, upgrades, a platform. Lesson 3. Design for bad days. Because empires aren't built on perfect months. They're built on resilience. McDonald's didn't become unstoppable by making the best burger. It became unstoppable by building the safest structure. So next time you see the golden arches, don't just think lunch, think control. A power system disguised as a restaurant. If you want more business empires explained like this, subscribe. And answer this in the comments. What company looks like one thing, but is secretly another?